From Hollywood. Welcome to the Rat's Ass Podcast with Mojo Elliott.
Thank God it's Friday!
Oh man, it is hotter than Hades here in Hollywood today. But the whole gang is back. Fleabag's here, Alexa, and my mental stability are all back together again. So here we go with another action-packed adventure. Here's what's on tap on The Wrap. I'm debuting a new feature called What's Your Point today. We're going to dig into something called white envy. And I'm rooting for New York, I really am, and I'll tell you why. Is expensive coffee a thing of the past? Is cheap and good making a comeback? And am I weird because I don't like or watch cartoons? I've been made to feel that I'm evil because I don't. All right, another round of head trauma is on the way. We're going to play the very popular Pick Your News, plus our usual lunacy and loose behavior, including the Friday Mo Fucking Funny. That's what's up today on the Rat's Ass Podcast for Friday, August 8th. Thanks for letting me bend your ears. Now, I listened back to the podcast on Wednesday, and I want to apologize for that mess. That's what being unprepared sounds like. And I blame you, Fleabag, but yeah, it was, as I said, one big clusterfuck. Today, we're going to tighten it up for you. All right, today is National Pickleball Day. It's not my kind of sport, but if you dig it, I say do it. I mean, if you're older and you can't really play tennis anymore, I think it's a great-looking sport. Go have fun. Knock yourselves out. I'm going to stick with racquetball myself, and that just leaves more court time for you to play with your pickle. I got to remind, too, everybody about Heal America Now, the movement we started here on the Rat's Ass Podcast. This is where you commit to voting out every single Democrat at all levels of government for the next 4 years to help them recover from Trump derangement syndrome. Think of it as political rehab. We're going to do them a very valuable service here. It's an intervention, you might say. There's no money involved, not asking you to donate a damn dime. You don't have to sign up for anything either. We're just asking for you to commit to not vote for any Democrats for the next 4 years. That's it. Think about it, and if you're in, fantastic. Love to have you. And if you're not, well, you're just basically your average day racist Nazi bigot.
Uh-oh. We got a moron here. Is that it?
Oh, I play a good one here on the podcast. All right, our Best of series continues this weekend on the Rat's Ass Rock TV, our YouTube channel. Alice in Chains is our featured artist, and you can see all 12 of their most popular videos as voted by AIC fans. Connect with us at ratsasspodcast.com. That's your hub. Click on the YouTube icon and on playlists, and you're going to be able to rock out to Alice in Chains. Love that band. All right, let's get into the wrap today. I was scanning X like I usually do and came across this photo of this ginormous black lady standing outside of an American Eagle store flipping off Sydney Sweeney's ad. I don't know what that was trying to prove, but, you know, she was in these pink tights, and trust me, nobody wants to see you in those tight pink tights. Oh, no one wants to see that, especially me. But it kind of hit me. That black women who are hating on Sweeney and not Beyonce, I think they suffer from something called white envy. It's jealousy, but it sounds more sinister when you say it's envy. Jealousy seems like, you can pass with that. But envy, it's one of the 7 deadly sins. These are the ones who constantly walk around bitching about white privilege, twerking their butts in our face, which I find kind of funny. But all this crap, I think, is designed just to keep white people in a box, living in fear of racism. When it's just white people being white people. It's what we do. So let us be us and you be you. Now, 3 things here. Number 1, realize it's not illegal to be racist. Okay. Number 2, know as soon as you disagree with one itsy-bitsy thing against black people, you're going to be called a racist. Okay. You can agree 999 times. The 1,000th time you disagree, now you're a racist. And 3, and this goes for everybody, just because you're offended doesn't mean you're right. Doesn't mean you're right. So think about that. And by the way, I showed a photo of Sydney Sweeney and Beyonce wearing their jeans to the professional in my pants. And guess who won? All right, Laurent Mamdani, the communist socialist running for mayor of New York, as a Democrat, said he was going to be Donald Trump's worst nightmare. I really want to see this turd sauce salesman get elected. I mean, he's 33 years old. His biggest claim to fame so far in his life is that he's a failed rapper. And I don't mean working at Macy's at Christmas, okay? That's been his biggest accomplishment. Now he is the Democratic favorite to become the mayor of New York. God, you can't make this stuff up. All right, but Trump, when you think about it, he has defeated the entire Democratic Party, not once, but 3 times. He's escaped 2 assassination attempts and being framed by the deep state. But yet, Mom Donnie is going to be Trump's worst nightmare. I mean, what's he going to do? Have jihadists fly into the White House? I mean, please, New York, elect Mom Donnie. Do it. Just do it. Because he will usher in poverty like you've never experienced before, and it will set an example for the rest of America that communist socialism fails every single time, even in America. It cracks me up that New York thinks, oh, we're going to be the first to make it work. Yeah, good luck. But this will ensure it never happens again in America. Plus, we know Trump will screw this guy like a pig in Times Square. It's coffee time. Let's talk about coffee. Lighten it up a little bit. Is expensive coffee a thing of the past? A new report out today says people are flocking to Burger King to get their $1.99 coffee drink because they're tired of spending up to $8 on an expensive latte at Starbucks and Dunkin'. Plus, respondents are saying it's pretty tasty. I'll have to swing by my local Burger King and get back to you on this one. God, I haven't been to Burger King in probably 20 to 25 years. And I did give up my Starbucks habit completely. I was addicted like everybody else. You know, you got your app, your money's already in there, you swing by, you're half asleep anyway, and you're just zapping. Yeah, you know, here's a coffee and donut for you, $78. Just take it out of my app. Take it out of my app. And you went on your day. You didn't think about it. But then I realized that how much I was spending at the drive-thru, and I said, I got to make some changes here. This is ridiculous. And now I make a cup to go at home. And I've switched completely from Starbucks to Green Mountain. The K-Cups are fabulous. Tastes better to me that way. Plus, it's $3 a box cheaper than Starbucks, and you get 24 K-Cups as opposed to 22 in a Starbucks box. So it's good all the way around. Now, I checked Starbucks stock this morning. It was trading at $92 a share, and that's down 27% from its 5-year high. So at 61 cents per dividend on the dividend, that's a dog with fleas to me, folks. They got to change their business model. Am I a weird person because I don't like or watch cartoons? I mean, I recall giving up watching cartoons when I was like maybe 7 or 8, mainly because my mother Cyclone beat it into me that watching cartoons would make me a lazy boy. 6 years old. What are you going to do? Lay there in your pajamas all day and be lazy and watch cartoons? Yeah, that's what I heard every Saturday morning. You go do your chores, man. But it's amazing to me when I tell people I've never watched one episode of South Park, The Simpsons, Bob's Burgers, Family Guy, or Beavis and Butthead, the weird looks that I get. And people talk at me like, you're nuts, man. You're not into pop culture. And that's not true. I'm very familiar with the cartoons because I am into pop culture, and I hear the drops. I've used the drops because you folks regurgitate them back to me. So to relate, I kind of take those drops and play them on the show. But that's been my only association with cartoons. So what am I missing here? Am I missing something? Am I crazy? I got plenty of time to be lazy now. So send me your thoughts to ratsasspodcast.com. Tell me why I should check out these cartoons. My mother's deceased, so, unless she comes to me in my nightmares, what are you going to be? Lazy watching cartoons all day? We don't have to worry about that stuff anymore. All right, as I said, we are debuting a new feature today called What's Your Point? Okay? The idea here is that I'm opening the door for others to share their opinions. Now, I don't care if you're right, left, straight down the middle. If I find someone who makes a good point, I will feature them here on the podcast. This is Dallas Wicker talking about privilege, and trust me, folks, he doesn't hold back.
So sick and fucking tired of hearing about privilege. Privilege isn't being white, bonehead. Privilege is living in government housing and calling people oppressors while they pay your fucking bills. Get it? I'm done pretending that any of this bullshit makes sense. You want to talk about privilege? You want to talk about real privilege? Real privilege is wearing $200 sneakers when you haven't worked a day in your life. Privilege is walking around with $300 Beats headphones while you're living on fucking food stamps, while you're on public assistance, and it's paid for by people who wake up and grind every day. Privilege is having the latest smartphone with unlimited data and having zero idea where the bill goes because somebody else is always picking up the tab. Privilege is being able to protest every little thing that offends you without worrying about calling in sick to work because you don't have a fucking job. Privilege is being able to cheat, lie, fail over and over again in life and still get bailed out while people who play by the rules get punished. That's privilege. This isn't about race. This isn't about class. This is about accountability. We've got a culture that rewards victimhood and demonizes work ethic and responsibility. Meanwhile, the people holding everything together for the rest of society, they get taxed into the fucking ground. Their businesses get choked by regulation, and they get personally vilified for speaking up and saying that this is bullshit. You want to talk about privilege? Then start with the people who've never paid the price, but who also scream the loudest.
Holy shit!
Does Dallas have a point? Think about it.
This guy is a nightmare to work with, but he paid for me, so I'm stuck.
God, I'm the nicest guy in the world. What are you talking about, Alexa?
Here's Mojo Elliott with Rat Sports.
Gonna have to put the muzzle on her. The mute button. All right, in the NFL, preseason action last night. Philadelphia beat Cincinnati 34-27. Baltimore took down Indianapolis 24-16, and Las Vegas tied Seattle at 23. Rookie Ashton Jeanty, the number 6 pick overall in the NFL draft, was an unimpressive 3 carries for -1 yard. I was a little concerned. It looked like all you got to do is blow on this guy, and he falls over. I think he was probably just trying to say, how hard do they hit in the NFL? Well, he found out last night. All right, tonight, there are 3 more games on tap. Detroit's at Atlanta, Washington at New England, and Cleveland plays at Carolina. We'll get a look at rookie Shedeur Sanders. Is he a keeper, or is he somebody that they're going to cut? Maybe we'll get a little answer to that tonight. There's also a full schedule on tap Saturday and Sunday as we usher in, even though it's preseason, NFL football is here. Dildos were flying again last night at the WNBA game between Chicago and Atlanta. This time, 2 were tossed on the floor, 1 purple and 1 green. I guess they were out of the green, so they brought a purple and a green one. All I want to know was Sean Diddy Combs at the game? But seriously, folks, this is ridiculous. It's a trend that really, really, really needs to stop. It's kind of disgusting when you think about it. All right, Rat's Ass, and that's coming from me, okay? Rat's Ass Podcast, sports chat box. It's on the homepage at ratsasspodcast.com. Send us your sports questions there, and I'll get to them. Will Cumming of Oceanside, California said, last year I made so much coin following your NFL predictions. Will you be doing them again this season? On the blog, indeed I will. And we'll also share them with you here on the podcast as well. Starting with week 1, we'll do it. But also, no, I don't bet myself until week 5. I want to get a good read on how teams are playing before I risk any money. So 1 through 4, I'm going to make those predictions. But I will tell you, the first 4 weeks, I'm at about 60-65%. But after week 4, I hit probably 85 to 90% of the time. So just keep that in mind. Wait for week 5, but you'll get the predictions. You'll get them good, too, baby. All right, Byron Butler of Vancouver, Canada said, do you follow Canadian football? Outside of the standings, Byron, not really. I don't really know who the players are. I can tell you that Saskatchewan and Hamilton, probably the teams to beat this year, and Calgary and Montreal, they're in the hunt, and you got about 10 games left. What is a Canadian football? 21 weeks and you play 18 games, I believe. And that's about all I know about Canadian football, but send me some information. Tell me some players I should be watching, and I'll take a look at it for you. All right, that's the sports today on the Wrap.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head drama.
All right, today we are playing Pick Your News. I'm going to give you 4 news headlines, and you have to determine which one is true. Headline 1. Bill Clinton says he'll finger Hillary to save his own carcass when he testifies about Russiagate. President Trump plans to spend millions of his own money to improve the White House. Headline 3, Sydney Sweeney agrees to gain 50 pounds to chill the fat people out who thin shame her. And headline 4, Howard Stern admits the only reason he's retiring is so he never has to see Robin Quiver's ass again. All right, which one of those headlines is true? Think about it, and I'll have the answer coming up for you on the podcast.
It's time for some loose behavior on the Rat's Ass Podcast.
It is finally Friday, and that means it's time for Friday Mo Fucking Funny. The world hasn't been the same since this young comedian died, but his comedy will live on for at least 9 or 10 years tops. This is Ralphie May.
Racism in this country is a hologram. It's a tool used by the powers that be to keep us, the populace, looking at each other instead of looking up and seeing what they're doing, all right? And they use it, you know? White people are like, oh, don't go over there. Those black people, they're stealing white babies. Oh, Lord, Jesus, you stay away from them black people. Those black people are going to get you, all right? And black folks, y'all were the same thing. Those cracker-ass white people, they're putting stuff in chicken, make your junk fall off. Nuh-uh. Mm-hmm. That's right, and make a thing drop right off, sure will. The truth of the matter is, it's rich and poor. Like where I grew up in Arkansas, there was no black or white. We're all broke. Okay? What's your color? Poor, okay? You know? And that's the truth of the matter, you know? When you eat your cereal out of a Cool Whip bowl stained with chili or spaghetti sauce, does it really matter if you're black or you're white? You're broke.
Hey, heads up. Here comes your celebrity cheese.
All right, Kelly Clarkson's ex-husband, Brandon Blackstock, passed away at 48 on Thursday after a long battle with skin cancer. Clarkson was also forced to cancel her remaining residency dates in Las Vegas, and fans were very disappointed. There's no word on if she'll reschedule or not yet. We'll keep you posted on it, but it seems like Kelly has been trying to get out of performing in Vegas from the beginning anyway. Fox News, Greg Gutfeld, appeared on The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon last night. Greg has spent the past few years pounding Jimmy for being a late-night hack, to put it lightly, but they acted like they were besties last night. Now, in the radio business, we call this happy horseshit being frenemies, and I'm quite sure they're going to be back at throwing shade at each other real soon. Jennifer Lopez was denied entry into an international Chanel store in Turkey this week. When questioned, the security guard said, well, I didn't recognize her, and he was concerned that she would use her ass to shoplift. And he didn't want to have to search that thing. All right, with Sean Diddy Combs' sentencing getting closer, insiders believe he'll be sentenced to spend 1 to 3 years in the pokey for his sexual exploits. And it will be a pokey, too. But his lawyer says he'll ask for the judge to let him do his time at home. Oh, such punishment in the mansion. 85-inch big screen TV. All the servants serving him, and all he has to do is stay home with his 764 dildos. Personally, I got to tell you, I think Diddy needs to do some hard time. Needs to get some hard time, too, from Bubba and the Brotherhood. Yeah.
Oh, you're going straight to hell for that one.
Well, you know what? I may go straight to hell for this one, too. Before I forget, Britney Spears has now been single for 170 days.
Oh, give us a rat's ass.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Email from our Gmail.
All right, as you know, I do not read your email in advance. My producer, Fleabag, forwards me your name, where you're from, and rewrites them so I can read them rapid fire. And on the fly, no topic is off the table. And Fleabag told me this morning when I walked in, he said, hey, I put together a Fornication Friday for you. So let's find out what he means. Chris D. from Starkville, Mississippi said, how you deal with a woman that withholds sex and constantly borrows money but never pays it back? Chris, you stop lending them money. As soon as you do that, those tatas are going to flop out in front of your face. All right, David C., Tiffany, Wisconsin, said, I've been seeing 2 women I like a lot, and I want to talk them into doing a threesome. Oh, you devil, you dog. He said, what are the chances I'll be successful in getting them to agree to it? Well, why don't we find out what Alexa says about this, because she's more down with the odds these days. Alexa, what are the odds of a guy getting 2 girls to agree to a threesome?
Good luck, Buster. Unless you're packing a foot-long dong, you have no chance.
She can be straight about it. Basically, what she's saying is you're getting too greedy. All right, Laura K., Merrimack, New Hampshire, says, Merrimack, New Hampshire. Let's get that right. My brother has started hanging around with this guy who is incredibly hot. When I see him, I literally get weak in the knees. He's nice when I'm around him, but acts like he's not interested. How do I get him interested? Oh, you just, whether you've ever talked to him or not, you just walk up to him, get close, get in his space, look him right in the eye, and playfully say to him, you know, if you weren't my brother's friend, we might be able to go out on a date together. Or I might want to go out with you. Something like that. If you weren't my brother's friend, I might want to go out with you. Then the ball's in his court. He's either going to pursue or he's not going to be interested. And trust me, if he's a new friend, the little head's going to take over for the big head, and he will pursue. Trust me on that one. But that's how you're going to find out. All right, Grady L., Yukon, Oklahoma. I strike out with 100% of the time trying to pick up women in bars. What's your best advice for me? Well, first of all, you're probably being too aggressive. You know, when you meet girls in bars, you never bring up having sex. Never say a word about it. You're just there to meet, mingle, dance a little bit, share a couple of drinks, conversation. That's it. Should never come up in conversation. Now, if you meet someone that you like and you're getting along, the best thing you can do is just sit there and listen. And really listen. Ask questions to what they're talking about. And they'll think that you're a good listener. Then as the night goes on, you're really getting along. You just simply say, hey, you know what? I really want to get to know you better, which means you're saying, I want to hear you talk more. And you invite them to go grab a quick bite somewhere. You know, it doesn't matter if it's a Denny's or an IHOP or just a local 24-hour diner. It doesn't matter. And afterwards, as you're walking out, you say, hey, what did we say we go back to your place and watch a movie? You make her feel comfortable. You want to go to her place, okay? And you still haven't brought up the sexual relationship yet, okay? So she's feeling comfortable. You let her talk. She thinks you're a great listener. And you get her back to her place, and you still don't allude to having sex, because once you do, the night's over. She has to feel like it's her decision to do the dirty deed, okay? That's how you play it. And if you can master that class, Brady, you're going to get more ass than a toilet seat, my friend. Dennis B., Hillsboro, Oregon. Is it ever okay for a woman to call or text a man and ask him out? I don't see anything wrong with it, Denise, but you have to know, if you approach first, he's going to automatically think you've made up your mind to have the hot, lovely relations with him. And, so you got to think about that. You got to take that in consideration. All right, and that's it. If you have any questions, observations, or comments, send them to my producer, Fleabag, at ratsasspodcast@gmail.com. The more outrageous and salacious, the better. And that, I guess, is what Fleabag's idea is of Fornication Friday. You know what, Fleabag? We ought to do that. We ought to just go ahead and put everything that comes with a sexual nature. Maybe we should just do that on Friday. Well, let's talk about it and see what you want to do. But that's it for the email from our Gmail.
Rat's Ass Podcast. Head trauma.
All right, today we are playing Pick Your News. I gave you 4 news headlines, and you had to determine which one is true. So let's review. Headline 1, Bill Clinton says he'll finger Hillary to save his own carcass when he testifies at Russiagate. President Trump plans to spend millions of his own money to improve the White House. And headline 3, Sydney Sweeney agrees to gain 50 pounds to chill the fat people who thin shame her. Headline 4, Howard Stern admits he's only retiring so he never has to see Robin Quivers' ass again. All right, which one of those headlines is true? Did you figure it out? If you said President Trump plans to spend millions of his own money to improve the White House.
Yeah, baby.
And it is the right house, too. Congratulations, you got it right. But if you missed it, go see a doctor about your head trauma and get well soon. All right, I got a crazy weekend planned. There's so much football going on. My Reds are playing in Pittsburgh. And I'm going to binge watch Wednesday this weekend, Season 1 and Season 2. But the last 2 nights, I've binge watched Season 1 of The Hunting Wives. I got 4 episodes in on Netflix. I'm going to finish up the other 4. It's really a good show. They've already approved it for Season 2, and it's only been out a couple of weeks, so you know it's pretty damn good. Plus, I'm having hair reduction surgery in a few minutes, so I got to roll. But I do have one more thing for you. Studies show waiting to get married until you're 25 or older reduces the risk of getting divorced by 60%. Now, if you're under 25 and get married, the divorce rate is still at 50-50. But if you wait until you're 75, the chances drop to less than 1% you'll end up divorced. Now, my advice to anyone considering getting married is simply this. Unless you're going to have kids, I would say stay single and mingle or just live together. Because you know what? That piece of paper exists simply for the lawyers.
You don't have any kids, do you?
Why would I?
I guess you've done the world a great service then.
Actually, I've done myself a great service, Alexa.
So you're saying you hate kids?
No, I didn't say. Stop putting words in my mouth. I just like them as long as they belong to someone else.
You're extremely selfish then, aren't you?
I can see it's time to hit the mute button.
Wait.
No, you're done for the day. My podcast, my rules. So take a hike. All right, welcome to Rat Nation to Damian Wallace, Toledo, Ohio. Always combative, Alexa. Melissa Cox, Champaign, Illinois. Yes, I know it's Illinois, not Illinois, but until you remove the S, to me, it's Illinois. All right, Todd Devonshire, Toms River, New Jersey, and to the Resistance. Those of you who email us but haven't joined Rat Nation yet. Homer D. in Arlington, Texas, Jared K. in Gallup, New Mexico, and Luke T. in Gainesville, Florida. And around the world, everybody listening in Edinburgh in the United Kingdom, Stuttgart in Germany, and Kamloops, Canada.
Now's your chance to be one of the few and the loud. Join Rat Nation at ratsasspodcast.com. Membership does have its rewards, you know.
And that's it for this episode of the Rat's Ass Podcast.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Go check out the ratsasspodcast.com and get the entire Rat's Ass Podcast experience. You can listen to podcasts, rock out on Rat's Ass Rock TV, read the blog. It's loaded with hot topicality. Plus, you can still join Rat Nation without having to qualify. All right, we're going to do this again on Monday, August 11th. Take care of each other, and thanks for stopping by the Rat's Ass Podcast. Go out there and have a knockdown, drag-out, good weekend. Just don't do it in Cincinnati.
The conversation continues between podcasts on X and ratsasspodcast.com. ratsasspodcast.com.